thought it was just an extension of Mark Twain Cave, but they noticed pretty quickly it was not, or didn't have any candle smoke or signatures or any of the typical cave formations you'd expect to find. So they realized it was a completely different system. Now the smoke or condensation that he saw coming up from the side of the hill, that'd be kind of like in the winter when you breathe out, you can see your breath. It's the hot air from the inside the cave and the cold air from the outside mixing, creating all of that condensation. So that's how the cave was first discovered. And Archie and his family worked really hard to keep the cave very well protected. They did not do a whole lot of tours for quite a while. We didn't start doing official tours until 1976. That's because we became a national landmark in 1972. Both of our caves did. So now the government kind of helps regulate and protect them. What that means for you guys is if you see anything in there that is wet, white, or sparkly, please do not touch it. The reason that they're so clear in Mark Twain Cave is because everybody has touched them and rubbed the iron oxide off of them. But this cave has been a lot more in its natural state, so most of these are still brown. However, in Mark Twain Cave, if you look up at the ceiling, you will see quite a few brown ones up there as well. It looks like almost clay that's gotten stuck on the ceiling, but it's actually just rust over calcite nodules. But I was talking about the flakes on this one. Sometimes the water would knock off pieces of the calcite, and it would get embedded in the rock that the water was surrounding. So we will be seeing a bunch of sparkly calcite flakes all throughout the cave and the walls, and that is just from it getting embedded in the rock. You may have noticed something else a little bit less natural in here. I did mention a second ago, our nice little stalactites here. But anytime you see one of these safety railings, there's probably something of a drop, like I also said, so please watch your step around those. You don't want to end up between a rock and a hard place down there. Now we are going to be moving on this way. If you do see one of these, you're going to have to ask yourself a question. Is it wall or fall? Basically, did it fall from the ceiling, or has it always been just here as it is now? So what do you guys think? Wall or fall?
It's a puzzle. Floor.
Floor.
You guys think wall?
I think built up. Just a guess.
Alright. Well, the easiest way to tell is by looking at the lines on the side of it. So as you look at these, you'll see there are 4 main horizontal striations, 4 lines. There's one here, a second here, a third crack here, and a fourth right up at the top. Now if you look in at the opposite side at those same levels, you'll see one here, second there, a third, and then a fourth one. And all of those are right at the same levels for each one. Then if you look around here, you'll see the 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and this one's covered by clay, but you can see the fourth crack right at that same level. And so this one is definitely wall, because the striations, the lines match up perfectly. You can see how the water carved it out. But not only that, another good way to tell is by looking at the path we just came through. If you look back, you'll see it doesn't really get much wider or much narrower as it goes. And then as it passes the pyramid, it stays that exact same width. And if it had fallen, chances are it would have fallen at least slightly askew, and so it would have either made the path much narrower or wider or at an awkward angle. So the easiest 2 ways would be to look at the lines on the side of it, or to look at how the rock forms the path around it to see if it's wall. So what do you guys think? Wall or fall?
Definitely.
Fall.
Definitely.
Yeah, this one definitely fell. And actually what used to be, the top of it is right there on the left side. So it used to be hanging right up there on the ceiling. And back when it was attached up there, this actually would have been 2 separate passages, so this used to be 7 points. Of course, now it's just 6 points. But we call this the Giant's Coffin, also the Wall of Jericho, because, well, it fell right on down. Now, earlier I told you guys that we are going to be going in a figure-8 motion for this whole tour, so for the whole tour we're going to be going in on 1 out on 3 and on 2 out on 5. Unless we want to change it up, we could also do it on 1 out on 2 out on 3 out on 5. We can do it completely different though if you want to do it on 1 out on 6 and on 4 out on 2 out on 3 out on 5, so it's kind of up to you guys.
It's up to you. We'll follow you.
That's
Maybe we'll just stick with the first one.
Are you only gonna go in one cave?
This is one.
Oh no,
cave.
just passages. We're going to stay in the same cave. Yeah, we're not going to go in
This
another
is
cave.
one cave with a lot.
But before we move on from 6 points, we do have one more thing to show you over there. This is a white powdery substance, and no, it's not sugar. No, it is not drugs. This is gypsum.
Oh.
Anybody know what gypsum is used for primarily?
Drywall.
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 Covered in
We have a
sun.
winner. Yep, and it's also used in some paint, some cement, things like that, but primarily it's used for drywall. We get asked all the time if we sell our gypsum to make drywall, and no, we do not. We are a national landmark, and so, well, we're not allowed to take anything out of the cave. But even if we were allowed to take stuff out, we probably wouldn't, because we'd much rather have it just be on the wall looking nice and pretty. Alright, so we are going to be moving on this way. And Logan, if I could actually have you up here.
Up there?
Yeah, if you could just sneak through.
Pardon me. Excuse me.
Just so I can talk to you as we go. Are you having fun? So am I. But sometimes it creates really cool rock formations, like right here. Now the early explorers were pretty romantic at heart. They called this one Hold Me Closer, and this one Kiss Me Again. You can see it looks like they're kind of giving each other a little peck. But the later explorers were not quite as romantic. They just call it the toilet bowl. So watch your step in the little divot underneath it.
So that's how a cave gets made. There's a hole in the ground and water starts to drip through, and it keeps happening for hundreds and then thousands of years. And that little drip of water underground eventually, over many
recognize those names because we've already been here. This is 6 points again.
Oh.
So, yep, we started in passage 1, then we went into 3. We're now standing in passage number 2. So we've already seen 1, 2, and 3. That leaves 4, 5, and 6. Anybody remember where we go next?
To the
Right.
right.
Oh, we're not going back out the way we came. We're doing a new one, so we've only got 4, 5, and 6 left.
Wait, are we doing all of them?
She's guessing 5. Well, we'll get back to that in a second. Before we move on, there's one last thing about the giant's coffin. There's a lot of clay on top of it. Now that doesn't make sense, because if you remember, I said that there's no clay up on the upper halves of the passages, but there is on the lower half. But this used to be on the upper half, so it shouldn't have clay on it. So that tells us something pretty specific. It tells us that the rock had already fallen when the clay settled. But the clay settled about 10 to 12,000 years ago, so the rock fell at least 10 to 12,000 years ago, if not more. So this did not fall last week. This is not a recent development. It's been here for a while.
You know what we can do?
But back to 4, 5, or 6, let's just choose one. So what do you guys think?
2.
5.
Well, we got 4, 5, and 6.
5.
Mommy, what's
5.
that?
5.
Looks like we're going with 5.
5.
Uh-oh.
I wonder if we'll get along.
You guys better be right. And the guillotine is a French invention for cutting off people's heads. Wonderful. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think, legally speaking, it's still in use today? This is our ice cream cone, the biggest one. It's a chocolate vanilla swirl. Although you can see it is melting down there. And here's our double scoop. You can see the cone and the 2 scoops of ice cream on top of it. Normally this area would be dripping water. This is a pretty rare time of year actually for it not to be. But that would be from all the stalactites right above us. And those are actually hollow on the inside. They're called soda straws. And they actually grow about 1 inch every 100 years. So very slow growers. And the one directly above you is a ribbon formation. It's also called cave bacon.